Did you know that almost 80% of men feel more comfortable following the crowd rather than standing alone? This statistic shows just how rare and unique some individuals are. One such rare breed is the Sigma male. He thrives on independence and authenticity, often choosing a different path from the majority. What makes him so different isn't just his actions but what he consciously avoids doing. While Sigma men are often unfairly judged and misunderstood, there are certain things they simply never do. Here are 8 of the most important ones. Point 1. Never surround themselves with idiots. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about that for a minute. Some people have no idea how much those around them influence them. Even if you don't realize it, you slowly adopt parts of their behavior. You start to pick up their habits, attitudes, and even mindsets without noticing. That's why Sigma men are very picky about who they let into their inner circle. If you surround yourself with idiots, you start to think like them and act like them, and that's the last thing the Sigma wants. He's got goals, dreams, and standards. Letting someone who doesn't share those standards into his circle is not an option. It's like letting a virus into your system and expecting to stay healthy. When the Sigma man walks into a room, he scans the place silently. He can tell within minutes who's worth talking to and who's not. It's almost like a superpower, but it's just sharp intuition and years of honing their people skills. Hanging around with the wrong people can pull them down faster than anything. It's like having a weight tied to your leg when you're trying to climb a mountain. You simply won't make it very far. Think about this. Would you plant a beautiful flower in the middle of a garbage dump? No, because it wouldn't thrive there. Same with Sigma men. They plant themselves among people who uplift them, challenge them, and bring out the best in them. If someone doesn't make the cut, they're simply not invited into that circle. It's not that Sigma men are being harsh or elitist, it's about self-respect. They know their worth and what they bring to the table, surrounding themselves with people who get it, who are striving for greatness too. That's the game plan. They've got no time for drama, no patience for petty arguments, and absolutely zero tolerance for nonsense. Point 2. Never insult women after being turned down. When they get turned down, most guys don't take it well. Their ego takes a hit. They might lash out, throw a tantrum, or even insult the woman who rejected them. It's a mess every time and just shows a serious lack of maturity. These reactions can ruin any chance of building a good reputation, making them seem desperate and immature. But life isn't always about winning every time or getting what you want. It's about how you handle things when they don't go your way. This says a lot about your character and what kind of men you are. While Sigma men are far from perfect, they never insult women after being turned down. They're in a whole different league. They don't chase women around like puppies, nor do they play games or waste time on anyone who isn't worth it. When the Sigma man approaches a woman, he's already done his homework. He's selective and makes sure there's a good reason to make that move. This isn't about fear of rejection, it's about maximizing success and minimizing drama. He approaches with confidence, knowing his chances are way better than most because he's thought things through. But just because the Sigma male is selective doesn't mean he never faces rejection. Sure, it stings like it would for anyone else, but you won't see him acting desperate. There's no begging or pleading. When it happens, he keeps his emotions in check, treating the situation with a level of maturity that's pretty rare. He doesn't need to make a scene or prove anything to anyone. He'll quietly walk away without missing a beat, keeping his dignity intact and moving on to whatever is next on his list. This isn't about being cold-hearted, it's about having enough self-respect not to let a single moment define him. Point 3. Never keep backstabbers in their circle. You know the type, those sneaky people who smile to your face and talk smack behind your back. Backstabbers are not just liars, they're dangerous. They bring negative vibes and can cause big problems if you let them stick around. It's like carrying a ticking time bomb. It's not a matter of if it will blow up, but when. And let's face it, nobody has time for that. When a Sigma identifies a backstabber, he doesn't make a scene or start a big confrontation. That's amateur hour. He simply removes those toxic folks from his life. It's clean, simple, and effective. He doesn't need a big mic drop moment. His actions speak louder than words. It's not about being harsh or rude. It's about self-respect and protection. Sigma men respect themselves too much to let somebody drag them down. They know the importance of a solid circle, a circle made of genuine, loyal, and trustworthy people. A backstabber doesn't fit that bill, not even close. Think of it like having a garden. If you don't pull out the weeds, they'll choke your flowers and kill your plants. Sigma men are the kind of gardeners who pull those weeds out without hesitation. They need that ground to grow strong and healthy. Backstabbers are the weeds, and they need to go. Your circle of friends shapes who you are. Hang around with honest, straightforward people and you thrive. Surround yourself with fakes and phonies, and you'll be dealing with drama left and right. Sigma men choose wisely. They're not looking for lots of friends, just real ones. They also trust their instincts. Sigma men have a sixth sense when it comes to people and can smell a rat from a mile away. They don't ignore those gut feelings, they act on them instantly. They trust their inner voice, which always tells them who's real and who's pretending. This sharp instinct always helps them keep their circle clean. 4. Know when to stay silent. Some people have no idea when to keep their mouths shut, so they end up causing more trouble than good. Sometimes it's best to stay quiet. Silence can speak volumes without ever saying a word. Never assume that loud is strong and quiet is weak. No response is a response, and it's a powerful one. The Sigma male never says anything that might hurt someone's feelings or cause problems. He knows that sometimes it's better to stay quiet and let others talk. The Sigma male is the strong, silent type. He doesn't feel the need to fill every quiet moment with pointless talk. He's comfortable with silence and knows how to make it work in his favor. They often use silence to test others. By staying quiet, they watch how the other person reacts. This is a great way to get to know someone because they're more likely to share their true thoughts and feelings when there's no pressure to talk. Sometimes it's hard to keep quiet. We all want to speak our minds, especially when we're upset. But by staying calm and composed, the Sigma male stops any conflict before it even begins. While alpha males crave the spotlight, the Sigma male thrives in the shadows. He enjoys watching, learning, and understanding what's happening around him. Point 5. Never judge others without looking at themselves first. Do you know those people who just love to point fingers at everyone else? They gossip, judge, and talk like they know everything about everyone. They see someone struggling and instead of trying to understand, they're quick to laugh or criticize. It's like their full-time job is scrutinizing others. But here's the thing, they never take a moment to look at their own reflection. They never check themselves, never think maybe they have some work to do on their own lives. That's why Sigma men stand out. They're not those people. As much as they may notice someone's flaws or mistakes, they never judge without first understanding the full picture. Life isn't about tearing others down to make yourself look better. It's about getting your own house in order first. Everyone's got their battles, and it's not their place to cast stones. Instead of being quick to judge, they take a step back and assess their own flaws and shortcomings. This makes them not only more self-aware but also more empathetic. Let's be real, you must understand a simple rule. Before you point fingers, make sure your hands are clean. Sigma men live by that. Judging others without looking at your own mistakes is a fast track to hypocrisy. Why? Because no one's perfect. Everyone's got their issues, their weaknesses, their moments they wish they could take back. Sigma men are not about pretending to be perfect, they're about striving to be better. Point 6. Never bore you with pointless chatter. Have you ever been stuck in a conversation where someone just rambles on and on, saying absolutely nothing of value? It's like watching paint dry. You're nodding politely, but your mind is begging for an escape. Nobody's got time to waste on empty words and boring tales. While Sigma men don't mind a good chat, they never fill the air with pointless chatter. First of all, these men are thinkers. They don't talk for talking's sake. If there's nothing important to say, why bother? When a Sigma male speaks, he gets straight to the point. No fluff, no filler, just pure, unfiltered honesty. He's not interested in sugarcoating the truth or trying to be something he's not. What you see is what you get, and what you get is genuine and to the point. Sigma men love discussing ideas and subjects that spark their interest. They crave conversations with like-minded individuals where thoughts can freely flow. This is where their passion truly shines through. If the topic is right, they can talk for hours, completely engaged and caught up in the moment. Imagine chatting about something you absolutely love, where every word feels like a domino knocking down the next, building an exciting narrative that's anything but dull. In social settings, this makes Sigma men stand out without even trying. They're confident and intriguing but never arrogant. You won't catch them trying to impress anyone with a story or bragging about their achievements. They're the ones you can rely on for real, meaningful conversations. They won't waste your time with mindless gossip or trivial matters but will instead engage you with thought-provoking discussions. And that, my friends, is a rare trait to find in anyone these days. Point 7. Never make illogical presumptions. Have you ever met someone who just speaks without thinking? You know the type. They jump into arguments with zero logic backing them up. They throw words into the air, hoping they'll magically make sense. Well, Sigma men would never do that, and here's why. They're all about facts, not fiction. They don't like making assumptions or jumping to conclusions without the proper information. It's all noise, no substance. They listen first, think second, and speak last. Sigma men are like master chess players. Every move is calculated, every word is chosen with care. They make sure their arguments are rock solid before they say a thing. They don't jump to conclusions. They gather facts, analyze situations, and then, only then, do they speak their mind. But why do they avoid illogical presumptions? It's simple. Assumptions can lead to mistakes, misunderstandings, and unnecessary conflict. Sigma men value their time and energy too much to waste it on baseless arguments. They'd rather stay silent than speak on something they know little about. This isn't being shy or passive, it's being smart. Thinking things through before speaking doesn't make them slow. If anything, it makes them more powerful. When Sigma men do speak, people listen because they know it's going to be something worth hearing. They're like that one person who always drops wisdom in a conversation, concise, impactful, and on point. It's better to be silent and thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. Point 8. Not afraid to bend the rules. Some people think that breaking the rules means breaking the law. Not even close. It's not about doing things that get you in trouble. When I say bend the rules, I'm talking about thinking outside the box, going your own way, and not being afraid to shake things up a bit. Sigma men aren't lawbreakers, they're just not afraid to color outside the lines. They know that sometimes doing things the usual way won't get you extraordinary results. Think about how many times you've been told, this is how it's done, and this is how it will always be done. Now imagine if nobody ever asked why. Innovation dies, creativity fizzles out. But Sigma men look at those so-called rules and think, who made this rule? And does it still make sense? They see room to maneuver, opportunities to explore, and chances to do something different. Not just for the sake of being different, but for the sake of achieving something greater. So imagine a world where everyone played it safe, never questioned anything, and always followed the standard playbook. Here's the thing, nothing groundbreaking comes from staying comfortably within the lines. Every great leader, every trailblazer, from Steve Jobs to Elon Musk, bent the rules, and that's what Sigma men do. They don't see rules as walls, but as guidelines that sometimes need a little tweaking. Sigma men are confident in their own judgment. They trust their instincts. If they see a more efficient way to get from point A to point B, they'll take it. It's not about rebelling, it's about being practical. It's about solving problems in ways others didn't think of because they were too busy following the rules. But Sigma men are not reckless, they're calculated. They pick their battles and choose wisely when to flex those rules. So next time you hear someone say, stick to the rules, remember that pioneers, innovators, and those who leave a real mark on the world don't just stick. They stretch, they bend, and sometimes they even break, but always for the better. And this is how Sigma men play the game, always making their own moves while everyone else is stuck. These are the principles that make Sigma males stand out. By following their own path and staying true to themselves, they live a life of authenticity and independence. If you found these insights helpful, feel free to leave a comment. If you're unsure about what to say, simply write done to let us know you watched until the end. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, we invite you to subscribe now and become part of our channel. Thank you for your attention. Until next time.